Start Jaina. A very happy morning to one and all. This is Swapna JL in physics from TSRJC sarvail. First of all, I would like to thank our beloved secretary and deputy secretary for their great idea of creating this platform to make learn something our students to learn even in this pandemic situation. Now, we are here to speak about physics. What is physics? Actually, without physics, we can't do anything. Do you know already why we have to? Okay. So why we have to learn physics in this intermediate level? What is the use of physics? Actually, not only the intermediate level, every level, in each level, yes. Yes. In each level, why physics? See, morning onwards in our daily life, everywhere is a physics. Can you quote any sentence without physics, any action without physics? We can't, absolutely no. Okay, so why? Because see, whenever, yeah, let me speak. Whenever, yeah, whenever we woke up, actually, the waking up due to the sunrise. Sunrise is a physics again. There is a revolution of our celestial bodies in the universe. That is physics. With a ringing alarm, we are within ringing an alarm, we are waking up. That is physics. We are walking on the floor. That is without falling down. We are walking on the floor. That is physics, because there is a friction in physics. Okay, and we are just rotating the tap in. We are rotating the tap. That is again physics. That is the water is the capillary reaction, again physics. Everywhere, what not the situation we cannot quote here. That is without physics. Okay, so here what we have to learn in this physics in the intermediate level, yes, we will discuss. And after intermediate physics, the science. Actually, physics means the meaning of physics. Science, entirely the means of science is to know, which plays a vital role in acquiring knowledge undoubtedly. Okay. In secondary education level, science, the physics, which is nothing but the study of our surroundings. It is rather than a subject. The physics is the study of our surroundings, which we are. So that is why actually the many people are thinking physics is the tough, but it not. Absolutely, physics is the easiest subject among all the subjects. Why? Because yeah, we are studying about our surroundings itself. But here fan, our near surrounding, the fan is rotating. How the fan is rotating? To know about that is a physics. In the process of learning, something will be very fascinating for a learner, which develops interest to choose their subject to design a goal. In this physics, the very important, which has the multi-dimensional opportunities like engineering, electrical engineering, to aeronautical engineering. Interestly, this is a quite interesting subject is the physics. Why we will discuss. Now the physics here, see everywhere in a human life, the surrounded. This is the physics in the intermediate level. What actually physics focus? In the intermediate level, physics can be introduced the student. Yes, in intermediate level, backslide. Yeah. Intermediate level, the physics can introduce the students the basic concept as well as the practical sessions also, which gives the fundamental ideas of a research orientation, which really helps to think big. Physics is a live subject which can relate to daily life activities. Once you come out with the knowledge of physics in intermediate mechanics, thermodynamics, electrodynamics, and optics, we can come to know the end of the day after the intermediate what the student can end of the day the student can can give information. Once you come, yeah once you come out with intermediate knowledge, I can assure one thing is that you can find the minimum of your surrounding is that which current you are paying bill. Do you know? Do you know which current you are paying bill? Is it alternating current or direct current? You can know that you can have an idea how to launch a satellite. You can have an idea with how much force you are using, and you can have an idea where you can find an object if you just throw it. And from there, from a stone to satellite, you can find out what is happening behind it. One can estimate the radius of thin wire on our actually the planet of a beautiful earth. We have sometimes we have why it is happening, some curiosity. That curiosity can be satisfied with the great physics, which is a very beautiful physics. One can determine velocity of a sound in air practically in the intermediate, and you can judge the end of this course is LCD is better or LED is better. Do you know now? You don't know. I know is that you don't know. The intermediate student doesn't have an idea where the student can give the clarity is LCD is better or LED is better, and how these two are working. You can find out the working principle behind it, how the communication is possible. Today we are, even in this pandemic situation, we are able to speak one to one, one to many. How it is possible? That is proudly we can say that is because of physics. Okay, so that much great surrounding we have to study in the intermediate level. All the students, I am once again congratulating to select the physics optional subject in your intermediate. Actually, how we are using era of technology here, the era of technology, we can study only using semiconductors. We know before the semiconductors and after the semiconductors, we can say there is a like before Christ, after Christ, like we can say proudly is that without a semiconductor there is no equipment, there is no technology today. So I can say one thing is that physics is the mother of all the technology, where definitely we have to study. So what we have to learn in intermediate, especially in the intermediate level, we can so whatever I'm just know, dear students, dear TRA students, our society students, I'm requesting you, definitely I'm assuring as a physics lecturer, definitely all these points you can answer end of your intermediate. And what we have to learn in the intermediate, just yeah in the intermediate session, basically in the first year we can concentrate and mechanical as well as the electrodynamics, that is the thermodynamics. In the second year we will introduce you, that is optics, and again electrodynamics. Everything physics should not be tough. It is very easy, quite easy subject, where it is very essential subject. Underline the point, it is the essential subject to learn something. We have to come out something by learning physics, by learning studying physics. So now I'm once again I'm thanking all our coordinators, and yeah, I'm thanking all our coordinators and beloved secretary, and thank you. 10 minutes. Yeah, once again here I am thanking all our coordinators for this. I want to extend my I want to extend my thankfulness to our society members to reach even this pandemic situation. Now, just I will show what actually the syllabus we are going to read in the first year, that is the physical world. We can say about, see the scope of physics. What is physics, where we have to start? Actually only four forces can balance the entire universe. If you study in intermediate concentrately, you can come out of with this knowledge, what forces are responsible for this, whatever. Do you know the physics? The interesting thing is that the physics can predict our future. Yes, absolutely, we can predict our future using learning physics. Okay, are you interested? Yes, it's quite interested. So please welcome to the physics units. In the first unit is physical world, where the second unit we will discuss about the units and measurement in our daily life, where the third chapter will give you motion in a straight line. The mechanical part we are studying, that is a motion, how the various types of motions, that is a periodic motion, oscillatory motion, where rectilinear motion, what happens when an object taking movement on the path. Okay, and the next chapter immediately we can go for motion in a plane. We are in the third chapter we are discussing motion in a straight line. Immediately we are shifting motion in a plane, that is a two-dimensional plane. What happens when a body moves in a two-dimensional plane? What happens next? Entirely whatever we have studied, we are extending it. Whatever you are studied in a 10th class session till 10th class, we are extending here your ideas. Okay, that is the laws of motion. Whatever actually, what are the laws behind the movement of an object we are studying here, which you know already very well. Just we are introduced, that is the Newton's laws of motion. The great our grandfather, that is Newton. About Newton we will study here in this chapter. And in this laws of motion we will launch the satellite, remember, and underline in the laws of motion, laws of wherever we are studying about in a space, how the movement of an object in the space, and what are the properties we have to follow. See, one interesting thing, apple is falling down, balloon is getting flat. So why apple? If the earth has gravitational power, apple is falling down, where the balloon is going up. Why? We have to know all these reasons. Whatever going on in our surroundings, we have to study work, energy, power in the chapter 6. Okay, next in the chapter 7, system of particles. All the objects we will study over here. How the system of object, how the equilibrium of a rigid body, moment of inertia, what is actually the center of a gravity, the vectors notation, just we will discuss here. Oscillations. Here in the part of oscillations, yeah, in the oscillations we can study about, that is a simple harmonic motion of an object, a loss of energy of a system which executes the forced oscillations in our, that is watch. I said no, very our surrounding is that our pendulum watch, while it is rotating, what causes it is actually the simple harmonic motion, how it is executing oscillations we will study. Okay, and next, gravitation. So in this gravitation, what actually the entire our beautiful planet has the special power, and why all celestial bodies are just whatever revolving. What makes actually, if we have something external power, then only it rotates, is it or not? So it relates to our general life. Okay, so here the law of gravitation we will study here, that is what happens when the gravitation due to gravity, acceleration due to gravity, that is a earth escape velocity while we are launching a satellite, how much the velocity is required to escape from our earth, that we have to study here. Next, mechanical properties of solids. We will, our again our surrounding is our, some solids are our surrounding. What happens mechanically, that is a behavior of solids we will study here. This is a stress, a strain, all the properties we can study here. Okay, next, mechanical properties of fluids. While we have studied about solids, then immediately we will shift to fluids. Okay, next, thermal properties of matter. As I said, here we in intermediate first year we will study about that is a mechanics as well as thermodynamics. Okay, here temperature, we are just having coffee. So how it is when it is boiling? Actually, when it is boiling, again it is our surrounding. No. Yes, I am not deviating at all. I am just whatever I have assured, I am with you. See, our surrounding is again we are taking tea, coffee. So whenever we are, how it is possible, how it's a boiling point, how it reach the temperature, heat, what is the difference between temperature and heat, we will study here. How we have to measure the temperature, when we have to add that coffee powder, when we have to have coffee powder to water, then we have to study how at some temperature we have to add. So thermal expansion. So what happens whenever we are giving temperature, supplying temperature to the solid materials, what happens, we will study here. Okay, and the next, thermodynamics. Entirely we are cooking rice. See, very interesting theory here in the thermodynamics, the chapter which deals with the temperature. Okay, in this we have studied the thermodynamic laws here, first law, second law, third law of thermodynamics we will study, which is in the beauty point in intermediate is that entire physics on the basic point we are studying in intermediate. Entire physics, whatever the physics topics are there, we will study, but the basics in intermediate we are studying here, the basic thermodynamic concepts here. Okay, so process of we have again surrounding is of our refrigerator. How we have to prepare refrigerator, what is the principle of working refrigerator, we will study in this chapter. Okay, thermodynamics chapter. Okay, the heat engine, what we call refrigerator is a heat engine. Okay, yeah. Now the kinetic theory of gases, we studied about solids, we studied about fluids, why don't again gas? So the last chapter we are studying the kinetic theory of that is air is fleeting. No, so why the kinetic theory? So the movement of all the matter in the air, the behavior of gases we will study in a last chapter of your intermediate first year. Okay, this is about entire first year syllabi, where the second year, in the second year point of view, what we are concentrating, optics and electrodynamics. Optics and electrodynamics. Just we will see. Yeah, so within this chapter we will, that is first wave propagation, how the wave propagation I am speaking here, the production of sound waves, is it? So the production of sound waves, how those are traveling to you. So this is with because of actually the medium. So how the sound waves, how the waves, whatever we call longitudinal transverse waves, how the propagation takes place, what is actually principle of superposition, everything we will study in optics. Here the, sorry, everything we will study in waves. The ray optics. Next, optics. Optics means it is a study of light. Again, our surrounding is light and how it behaves. Okay, the light, properties of light we will study in the second chapter. In the third immediate, third wave optics, electric charges and fields. See, in our again surrounding we are using electricity. So how we are using electricity and what are actually the Faraday, because of Faraday, because of Maxwell's we are using technology. Do you know? Okay, so the Faraday, first actually Faraday law we will study here. Okay, so Faraday gave an introduction how we have to use, using that actually, that Maxwell, our grandfather Maxwell gave, that is technical ideas what we are using gadgets today. Current, electricity we will study magnetic moving, magnetism, matter, alternating current, where electromagnetic waves, the matter, where all these materials are composition of matter, where we can call electron, proton, neutron. So regarding that we will study in the 13th last chapters. Again, the very important is the communication systems, how the possible, the modulation, how in the TV station serials are telecasting, how we are seeing same time the TV serials, the actress heroes are dancing and singing, how we are listening simultaneously both, we can study in the last chapter. Okay, so This is about actually our yeah, this is actually our syllabus, what we are studying in intermediate level. I gave the brief introduction regarding all the units, the syllabi, what you have to read in intermediate session. And once you come out, what you have to, with the knowledge, and with what knowledge you can come out from the intermediate course. Okay, so I'm once again, I'm extending my warm gratitude to our beloved secretary and deputy secretary sir for this great opportunity, and all my colleagues for their efforts here. Thank you very much, dear students. All the best. Stay tuned to our channel. Okay, thank you very much. This is Swapna signing off.